Porn is just meant to be entertainment. Throw that out the window. Good sex is nothing like that at all. 3 reasons why porn makes you horrible at sex. Let's get into it. Hello everybody. Today I'd like to cover 3 reasons why porn makes you horrible at sex. Number 1, porn is people having sex, but the thing to understand is it's not a realistic or an accurate or informative depiction of how sex actually works. You gotta look at what is porn meant to accomplish. And I guess in its most innocent form, porn is just meant to be entertainment. It's meant to be sensational, it's meant to be stimulating, it's meant to grab people's attention however possible. So just like they do in Hollywood, just like they do in all other forms of media, it's exaggerated. It's other thing, there's all these things going on behind the scenes that they never show on screen. There's cuts, there's angles, there's lighting. All this stuff is happening that makes it completely different than what an actual sexual experience is like. Imagine for a second, using this comparison of entertainment, if you were watching like a romantic comedy and you use that as your template for creating a healthy relationship with someone. How effective or how successful do you think you'd be at that? Or if you wanted to learn how to drive, where would you go to learn that? Would you watch Fast and the Furious? I mean, it's exactly the same thing with sex. Putting it in those terms, it becomes really clear that porn is a really counterproductive way to try to learn how to be a good lover, how to be good at sex. Right? Because what porn does is there's all these other things that are going on in a relationship with someone that is never covered. Like, even where do you put your arms? Sex, it's a huge logistical endeavor. You've got two bodies that have to obey the laws of gravity that you're trying to figure out, where do they fit together? Where do you put your hands and your arms and how do you squeeze together? All of that is completely disregarded in porn. It's just meant to be this really glorified and just highlighted experience. It's a highlight reel. It's exactly what it is. All the warm-up that goes involved, real good sex, there's a lot of build-up. Foreplay, it's a real thing. Probably takes like 15 to 20, even sometimes 30 minutes, to build up a woman to be ready for intercourse. In porn, it goes, you spend 30 seconds tops doing something, building up to it, and then you go straight into it. And it's completely different in real life. The statistics show an alarming number of women who are unable to or have never experienced a full orgasm. Right? And a huge part of that is just a lack of knowledge and understanding of the mechanics involved in preparing a woman for satisfying sex. And if you use porn as your template, then you'll never be able to learn what those mechanics are and what it takes. You just think you're being good at sex because you've got a big penis, or you're just really good at doing certain moves or making certain noises. It's totally, throw that out the window. Good sex is nothing like that at all. Number 2, the second thing why looking at porn makes you bad at sex is that to make a good sexual relationship, it takes, the biggest thing is 2 people and their unique and individual relationship with one another. Contrary to popular belief, good sex is not sex is not just like you learn the template and you learn the right moves and then you can plug and play and apply that to anybody that you meet. And we're all such unique and different people. And so you take one very unique individual and another very unique individual and you put them together, it's never going to be the same as with any other person. So good sex, it's a relationship that you build, and it's a familiarity that you build with another person. That's going to be very different than with a different person. And so good sex, it's not about, learning the right techniques. It's about learning the person, what they enjoy and what makes them feel, comfortable and what they appreciate and what kind of gets them off, so to speak. And it's completely opposite what porn teaches you. It teaches you that it's like learning the right things that you can apply to any situation and any person. Way, 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 way off. Now, that'll never get you anywhere if you want to have a good sexual relationship with someone. So taking the time to find, not to be it's like the goal, and this is fact, to be a good lover, it's not becoming, say, a lover of, a lover of women, right? It's becoming a lover of one. It's finding this one person that you know how to love better than anybody else. That's how it works. Number 3, why porn makes you horrible at sex is that porn it'll make sex boring. That's just what it is. Porn is so exciting and stimulating, and it's like it's all being done to you, right? And if you're using that as your template for how to have sex, real sex will just seem dull in comparison. You can never get the same dopamine hit that you can clicking through hundreds and thousands of images and scenes and videos and angles that you can, women, hair types, body types, that you can when just with one person. What it takes, the amount of concentration and focus and presence it takes to have a good sexual relationship with someone, it's detrained through porn. Porn is so ADD. It's so click, 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 click. You never stop and take things slow and appreciate the present moment in the experience. And that's one of the most fundamental things of becoming an excellent lover and having good sexual experiences, is that you're one-on-one with this person and you're just with them and in it and loving it, right? And then imagine, based on number 2, right, where you're developing a familiarity and a special relationship with someone. How difficult would it be to get to that kind of level and build that kind of relationship if you get bored of their hair color, right? Or you get bored of their body type, or you just get bored of them as a person. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so real quick, that's just my take on why looking at porn makes you horrible at sex. Contrary to popular belief, they have nothing to do with each other, and in fact, they're in completely different universes. So, where do I need to go to get good at sex? That's what you may be wondering. So at High Noon, what we're always such advocates for is connection. Real sex, good sex, it's always founded in connection. And this is the same thing. The more that you get connected with other people, then the more fulfilling and the more incredible of an experience sex becomes. Whereas, porn, that's another thing that porn does, is porn disconnects you and separates you more and more from people. And so, what I mean by this connection in sex is that not just the person you're having sex with, but in the world of sexuality, in that, using that as a way to connect on a human level with people in non-sexual ways. So learning from other people, that's the point I'm getting at, is having people who have marriages that you admire and who have a healthy sexual relationship that you want to model after. Asking these people, right? This is like a revolutionary concept in today's world. Actually asking people the difficult and the embarrassing questions that we have. It's so easy just to Google something and see what other people have to say. No, but actually the people in your life, people that you trust and who care about you, and getting a person's real experience. What happened? What do you do? Sex is messy. I mean, I'm just gonna be straightforward with you guys that don't know. It's like when you blah, right, and then there's all this cleanup stuff afterwards, that they never talk about. And women, they have to urinate after peeing. Otherwise, they risk getting a UTI, urinary tract infection, UTI. All this stuff, where are you supposed to learn this kind of stuff? And so, having people in your life that you can trust and who can give you the lowdown, so to speak, on what real sex is actually like, and whenever some situation comes up, how to handle it, or if you're wondering about something, all these questions we have, what's an average session? What is an average normal experience of sex look like? What do you, how do you manage oral sex, right? And how often should you be having sex? There's all these things. Our intuition is just to Google these things, but fight that urge and look at who are the people in your life that you can actually discuss these things with, and it'll be such more of a fulfilling experience. So that's my call to action, or my recommendation is, if you really want to learn about real sex, good sex, connect with real people. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.